In this video, I'm going to be interviewing my coaching program student Nate on how he was able to do $400,000 in sales his first 6 months with online arbitrage. If you're brand new, my name is Miles. I'm a 24-year-old full-time Amazon seller. Did about 2.4 million in sales last year, hoping to do right in that multi-million range once again this year. And we're going to talk through how Nate was able to find success quick, tips that would have gotten him quicker, and his current bottlenecks scaling his online arbitrage business. If you're interested in applying for my coaching program, you can take a look down the link in the description. Let's get right in the video. What's up, Nate? Thanks for joining me.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, Miles. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And so just to get started, so you obviously found success. You started like 6 to 8 months ago, we were looking at, but it really clicked in December. So you want to tell everyone like just what you've done so far sales wise, and then we'll kind of break down how the people can reverse engineer to improve their own arbitrage business.
Yeah, so basically started the end of July. I kind of missed most of the opportunity there for the back to school season, but that's one to that can launch you to huge success. But I was a little late to that, so I got in and October, like September, October is when I really started cranking up, the volume of buying. And then when Black Friday hit, that was like, balls to the walls, spend as much money as you can. And whatever you spend is not going to be enough because the sales in December are just unreal.
Yeah, because it's not only can you buy stuff really good during Black Friday, but you can also sell it at those inflated values in December, especially if you're willing to merchant fulfill right there. And then do you have any like background entrepreneurially, or was this kind of the first thing you got into? Because reselling was really the first thing I got into along these lines as well, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, my reselling goes back many, many years. I mean, as a kid, I'd go to garage sales with my parents, with my mom. And then in college, had my own like Instagram. It was called Average College Joe's. And I would just thrift shop and flip it on Instagram and eBay. And then, yeah, I've always been an entrepreneur. So after college, I started my own business. So I was really always, had that business mindset. I never, you know, was one to fall privy to like, company benefits and stuff like that. It was always just on me. So this FBA business has come to me like as just a huge opportunity. And I think anyone can do it. And as you and I have seen, like literally anyone can do it.
Yeah, obviously, like anything, it's very hard work, but it's very possible too. And I was pretty similar in that, like, I got started out like flipping Legos, and then flipping sneakers, then selling used books on Amazon, and then online arbitrage. Like, so kind of like moved up the opportunity scale in terms of just like being better equipped to deal with different things, but also keeping it like one step in front of other basic, which is I think is a pretty good way to treat this too, in terms of like if you get started thinking like, okay, how much money can I make in as little time? Or like, how can I make money fast? It's probably not going to work. But if you start it
Yeah.
with the mindset of like, I'm going to learn this sustainably over 6 months, over a year, it's pretty hard to fail if you stick with it.
Yeah, like anything in life, like you can't try something out for a couple weeks or even a couple months and just like have know everything and be like, all right, this is dumb, I'm not gonna do it. Like you have to try this for at least 6 to 12 months, which I'm still not even at that point. I'm like 7 months in, so I've already seen the success and it's like I know where this can go, like long term.
Sure. And I like the point you made too about the back to school season, because like back to school, Q4, certain holidays or just certain opportunities around specific products in general are like home run opportunities. But when like obviously just the way timing works, many people don't end up getting the chance at a home run until they're like 6 months in or a year in, for example, because you need not just the opportunity to be around, but you need your skill set to be able to play. You need to have capital and everything. But the problem is a lot of people don't do it long enough to get the chance to take advantage of those of one of those home run opportunities. But I completely agree on the back to school plan. I was actually this week looking at some items, kind of just like thinking of stuff that I did last year and especially in 2021. That was my first like really big opportunity there too with everything. So in December, were you FBMing stuff a lot to take advantage of the increase, or what were you doing?
Yeah, I would FBM. I mean, some of the stuff Black Friday I did ship FBA and that ended up checking in like maybe the second week of December, so it worked out really well. Like got probably really lucky with that. But yeah, I was FBMing every single day. I was taking trips to UPS in the post office, then I just started scheduling it because it was just why spend that hour round trip, dropping all that stuff off, and then got to meet the UPS guy, and he's like super chill, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, and this is gonna happen a lot, but don't worry about it. It's not too bad." I'll give him like a nice, tip at the end of the year. I was like, "Thank you so much," and yeah, so a
Yeah.
lot of FBM.
Major pro tip for all the people at home. You can actually use a site called Pirate Ship to schedule UPS pickups where they'll come pick up your inventory from you for about $4. It used to cost like 20, or I think it does cost about 20 on the UPS website. So that's a major pro tip to take advantage of there. People like that tip on the podcast as well. And so where were you last month? Because I was at an Amazon event. You were at a different Amazon event. We need to link at the next Amazon event. But where were you last month?
Yeah, so last month I went to ASD in Las Vegas, so huge trade show, over 1,000 vendors. It's like it's kind of overwhelming, but it's a super, super awesome time. Definitely recommend. I mean, it's geared towards wholesale, private label type of businesses, but just going out there and, practicing your networking skills, just meeting new people, and then all the other Amazon sellers that go there, there's networking events for us. So overall, like you can't go wrong by going to like a trade show or, an Amazon specific event.
Yeah, because like trade shows are where like wholesalers and distributors come and try to meet people like us who want to buy their products, basically, for anyone looking into that. So the ASD show in Vegas, you plan on going to that one too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
So
sorry, in August.
yeah,
August.
yeah, yeah. So right now the plan is to, keep solidifying these new relationships with the vendors that I met, a couple weeks ago. And then if those, develop into like something like meaningful and like I'm spending, $50,000 a month with XYZ vendor, then I'll go back and hopefully reconnect with those people. And there's definitely going to be different vendors there in August too. So either way, it should be worth the time to go out there.
Sure. And one thing I really like that you've done that a lot of people that kind of have the exact same opportunity you did that might not have been able to get quite the sales numbers you've been able to so far. One thing I think that's probably contributed to that is actually going ahead and existing online, right? With the Nate Flips FBA page. So do you think that's been beneficial and that more people should do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there like going to trade shows, like you put yourself out there, you're gonna get some connections that you have never imagined happen. So I mean, I've I've talking to like manufacturers have even hit me up. Like some people are gonna try to scam you, but like there's other like genuine people that are gonna be talking to you. That network is just so important, and no business in the online realm can really exist if you're being a solo person. Like you just need to like put yourself out there. It's
Yeah.
not
And
gonna hurt you.
yeah, and it's like it's kind of counterintuitive because like technically we're all competition at the same time, but like there's so much opportunity out there that if you can position yourself with even just a few people that you can work with on this stuff, ideally in an informal relationship that you just meet organically, like online, it's going to be way easier to situate this. Like I came late to this interview because I was on FaceTime with Jimmy because we just learned about this deal. Obviously, for the people at home, I put Nate on the deal too. He's gonna make some money. We're gonna make it worth his time right there. We made each like $1,000 in like 10 minutes. That's why I came a little bit late to it. But it's like if you're not talking to other Amazon sellers, you just don't have a chance to, get any of that opportunity that people like Nate, people like me are trying to position ourselves to get basically on that. So you guys see Nate's name right down there. Make sure you follow him. Nate Flips FBA right there on that. So what are the bottlenecks for you in terms like where would you want to be 6 months from now and what are the big things you're now have to overcome to get there?
um One of my bottlenecks is capital. So like right now, I'm limited on, Plum Card, Spark Card, which are, incredibly useful tools. It's just my limits aren't really what I want them to be yet. So that's one thing that I'm working on. Probably in the next 2 months, I'll be able to request like higher limits and stuff like that. Um, Other than that, um, don't really have too many bottlenecks. Like you can never get enough leads, so there's I guess that. Um, but yeah, everything's going real smooth. I mean, not too much to complain about. Yesterday I went and signed for like a studio, so I'm gonna have an office like outside of my house because I think that's very valuable. Um, so that's something all the viewers are gonna be able to consume pretty soon. I'll be making a lot of content, but
Good. Oh my god.
yeah.
Sweet. And then are you still doing prep yourself?
No, I do 100% prep center, for pretty much everything. I do FBM some products, so those will obviously come to the house, and I got, 300 bubble mailers ready to go. But yeah, mainly prep center. You can't go wrong with that. There's definitely a threshold when the prep center becomes, like you may wanna, like, look into doing a warehouse, but that's, like, down the road.
Yeah, and it depends on like average sale price and stuff too. But the 100% prep center is a like that's such a lifestyle improvement, I would say. Like you guys will see on my channel next couple weeks. I'm actually shutting down my warehouse basically, the lease ended. So I'm just gonna start doing fully prep center right there, sales tax arbitrage and everything. It's gonna be a beautiful
Yeah.
thing right there. Do you think there's anything you could have done better, like specific, like tactical things that would have gotten you there quicker? Because I feel like you had a pretty awesome, first 6 months, like especially by like did a lot more than I did in my first 6 months.
Um, I probably could have outsourced faster, like doing the prep center faster. The first prep center I used, I didn't like use my network to even like ask about it. I was just like, I'm just gonna go try this one. And that one, it didn't work out at all. And so that was one thing that I definitely could have done better. Going deeper on some products as well. Just starting out, you might have 50,000 in credit, but like if you're just starting out, spending money is hard to like conceptualize and like
Definitely.
have the confidence to do. So maybe that as well. But that's stuff that you just gain with time. Like it's literally just like the price you pay in the form of like time and experience.
And you have to put that in. There's no avoiding it whatsoever. Like, I
Yeah.
know, dude, like if someone's asking like, okay, how much time is it going to take to make XYZ amount? You're just asking the wrong question. It's just going to be very hard with that mindset to go about it when like, the way I think about it is like, I have to get to my financial goals either way. So like,
Hmm.
I don't really have another option in that, like, the only thing I can control is doing the right actions every day, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I'm gonna think about doing basically, and I think that served me very well.
Yeah, yeah, I think, like, you can plan out all these things and have, like, goals, which is very important, but you have to have those day-to-day actions that you take that will help you achieve those long-term goals of, money or whatever goals you have. Like, one thing for me, like, my family is, like, very important, so, like, taking care of the fam, like, down the line is gonna be, like, the biggest driving factor for me in like my success. So just like having those like goals written out, I think is super key, more so than just be like, I want to make $100,000. Like it's possible, but you should have like other factors that drive you more so than just money. I
Sure.
know everyone's different though, so you
Yeah,
can't
that's a
judge
good
it.
point. Yeah, and it's like we got into business in the first place. Like I talked about this in Miami in my presentation, but it's like reselling is purely a tool to like free up time to either attack higher leverage business models like wholesale, private label, other online business stuff,
Yeah.
or both, right? Just to have more free time to do what you want, basically. And I think it's an awesome vehicle to do that. It's going to take a ton of work to get that, but for anyone watching, Nate's done it, I've done it. You can definitely do it too with the right actions and everything. Yeah, man. So where can people find you on the internet?
Nate Flips FBA, Instagram. My Twitter's actually a completely different handle. I've had it forever. It's called When Retirement, WEN. But I think my like title is Nate Flips FBA on there, or maybe it's like Nate Lambo. I'm on there. I'm tweeting all the time now. Um, but yeah, those are the two things. I also have a YouTube, Nate
Yeah,
Flips
yeah,
FBA. Um, and yeah, just reach out. I mean, your network is so important, so don't slack on it.
yes, sir. You guys heard the man. Go follow Nate. If you're interested in applying, feel free to check out the link down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot, Nate.
Peace, guys. Take care.
Cool. All right, take it easy.